Listen to Watch Your Voyage. I'm your host, Hamish McLaughlin Lester. We got Owen Haig on the audio and the cameras. And then we have none other than YouTube extraordinaire. He was definitely a part of the early days, pioneering like the whole prank scene on YouTube, if you've been a part of that, and then has moved into the music industry, has not only created his own great music as he's on his come up, but has also been like the videographer and gone on tour with none other than Australian icons, Hilltop Hoods. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other chapters to the journey for you, and I'm keen to get into it.
Well,
so we have none other Richysand.
That was a very nice intro. Thanks, man.
Oh, that's what you've been doing, man.
Yeah.
You've been doing cool stuff.
Yeah, no, it's been a really crazy past few years. It's been really fun.
So what's the last few years?
Last few years?
Yeah, what's the last couple of years? That's all right, we got time.
Predominantly last year was, filming a Hilltop Hoods arena tour and then just side shows with them, which was incredibly amazing. Yeah, just a really cool experience to dive into their world and capture like what they do.
How did that even begin?
It actually goes a long way back. I used to film for a guy that lived up in Blackwood, who kind of early on in the stages of my music, this was probably like 2013, I reckon.
Yeah.
He would make beats and stuff, and I was just interested in that sort of like hip hop scene, and that's really big up in the Adelaide Hills. Sorry, I got a bit off topic there, but essentially I was filming for him, and then I started filming for more people in the hip hop scene, and eventually sort of crossed paths with other filmmakers that filmed for Hilltop Hoods. So I think I had met them probably early 2013, maybe 2014, just briefly, and then...
And you were doing like music videos for everybody?
Yeah, like music videos or like filming live gigs or just just stuff in the hip hop world, like Adelaide artists like Purpose, K21, people like that I was filming for. But then many years later, like many years past, I think 2020 is the first time we sort of made contact again, was when my partner, who's a singer, was I sent her music to a guy that owns a label of Golden Era Records, and he kind of passed her music on to their management, and then that's sort of where their relationship formed between my partner and the Hilltop Hoods. And then they were about to go on tour and invited her along to be the singer on stage, just sort of backing them and singing the lead vocals of the female vocalist on all their songs. And she said, "Oh, do you need someone to film it? Because my partner films." And they're like, "Oh, who's your partner?" And they're like, "Richie." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, we know Richie." And then that's sort of how it started. So if she didn't say anything,
yeah, she's like,
yeah. So if she didn't say anything, I don't think it probably wouldn't have happened. So yeah,
shout out to Nyasa.
Yeah, Nyasa. Yeah, she put me on, but it's an incredible experience to be able to like travel Australia with my partner, and I'm filming, she's singing, just with the goats of Australian music.
Yeah, legit. They're so good at like just supporting local.
Yeah, just such nice guys as well. Like I wouldn't have one bad word to say about them ever. Just like super supportive, nice guys, like icons of Australia.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
And then along this journey, like you put out music first, like before you went on tour with Hilltop Hoods.
Yeah.
And then you did a bunch of that. How did you go about like sustaining making music, and like what's been your journey with?
Yeah, I think during a time that I was really creating hard, like filming every day, living with my friends in this house, which was kind of like a YouTuber's community house.
The Henley Beach one?
Yeah, Henley Beach house, where we were just creating every day. And one of the passions that I had before sort of moving into that was music. And I think it just felt like the right time to drop music when I was there, and I had like a bit of an audience, and like sort of there was a bubble there for me to be able to create in. And
was that the time where like Rice Gang and stuff like that was dropping all the diss tracks between each other?
Yeah, so diss tracks on YouTube are really big, but I kind of didn't want to go down that kind of like typical YouTuber comedy route. Like I felt like I wanted to do the music thing properly, but like Danny and Michael were definitely throwing some diss tracks at each other and stuff, and we were doing some funny stuff as well. But yeah, just during that period, I dropped a bit of music, and sort of started to build it up a little bit, but that's when, as everyone has been saying lately, COVID destroyed a lot of people's careers. But it's cool because there's still a lot of people that have stuck around, but just kind of have to start building that fan base up again in the music scene.
Yeah, fair. And do you have, because what's the new track called?
It's called Coming Up. It dropped last Friday, and it's been doing all right. Yeah.
And do you have a show at all planned yet?
No shows as of yet, but kind of not really looking at doing that. I just want to create music for now and then see what happens. Just whatever comes up. But get into the shows probably later on once I've dropped a bunch of tracks.
Do you have a few in the stash now?
Yeah, like just because of that period that went for so long, I've got heaps of tracks ready to come out. But that's what I want to focus on this year, is just dropping music and just creating as much as possible, because I've missed it. Like, I haven't really been doing it lately.
How have you been approaching it? Like the actual making of music? The
making of music, I think during the COVID time, like, I really dove into like making beats and creating like instrumentals and learning a bit more about the programs. And that taught me a lot about like the concept of a song, and you know, there needs to be an intro and outro, or like a verse or a hook or a pre-chorus, and my partner, because she has such good knowledge in that as well, she's been teaching me a lot. So but yeah, creating beats and producing as well, which has been like really fun to learn. And
I didn't know you made your own beats.
Yeah, so I produced the last song and mixed it myself. So that's something, like, I think because I'm like a video editor, like maybe there's some sort of overlapping thing there with creating music. It's very similar. It is quite similar.
Yeah, fair. I mean, definitely like the thought of how to go about, like, you know, the logic of software.
Yeah. The logic of moving things around, but I guess you have to have some sort of creative vision when you're making something. But
for
the
sure,
actual physical knowledge on how to do it, I think it's been in me since film school.
Yeah, fair. And so are you like putting together an album right now, or you just or are you doing singles, or
I'm just doing singles? Yeah, I think it's just the right thing to do right now. Like, people's attention span is pretty short. I think you can build up to an album as things go, but yeah, I think dropping singles is the best thing to do. Yeah, even like the lengths of songs have just dropped dramatically lately. I've been seeing music come out with like 1 minute something.
Like, really, 1 minute,
like
something?
a minute 50. Like, that's like.
Have you seen that, Owen? You've been saying 1 minute songs?
Yes. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, like I actually saw someone post something today, and he's like a producer / mixer out of LA, and he's like, this girl's catalog is wild. Like, look at the timestamps, and every one of her songs, except for maybe two of them are like 2 minutes something. The rest of them are like 1:12, 1:58, 1:45. It's just so strange.
Surely that's just for like TikTok.
I think, yeah, but I think that is becoming like a new thing.
Because it used to be that way as well.
Yeah.
Did you know
back
that?
In the day? No.
Yeah. Back in the day, it was like a 2 minute song was like the perfect song.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. So I think it was like the rock and roll era, where it was like, long songs are cool now. But before that, when you were in like your more like lovey, like ballad vibe songs, like,
can you give us an example?
I can't help falling in love with you. Fucking love Elvis. He's the GOAT. But yeah, back then there was heaps of songs at around 2 minute mark.
Yeah, wow. Well, I think I can certainly see that becoming like bigger now.
Yeah,
like a shorter song.
Schoolboy Q tried to do that on his last album.
Really?
Yeah, but
didn't work.
Just didn't work that well. I don't know.
I haven't seen Schoolboy Q pop up anywhere for a while.
He's been chilling.
Yeah,
he's been taking care of his daughter.
Oh, he's got a daughter.
Yeah, he's got a daughter. He was prolific on Snapchat back in the day. Like in 2016, he had the best Snapchat ever.
Really?
Yeah, he was just vlogging every day, just on Snapchat.
DJ Khaled?
I would say that, the more gangster version.
Have you seen that one of DJ Khaled getting lost on a jet ski?
Yeah.
That's such a good video.
That's so good. Yeah, dude. So what else has been popping off at the moment? Because it sounds like, I didn't know about 2 minute songs. I'm out of the culture a little bit right now.
Or like what's popping up online.
Yeah.
I think TikTok is just what everyone talks about now. Like creating trends, creating something new that everyone wants to copy. Or I think like back in the day when I was creating, like copying someone, I mean like as a YouTuber, like copying someone was like almost an offense.
Yeah.
It was like,
whack.
why are you copying my idea?
Yeah.
But now that's like a massive compliment, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Speaking of hip hop, obviously you do hip hop as well. Is that like, it's kind of, that is almost equated to like sampling.
Yeah.
People are just sampling each other's
Yeah.
online content now,
Yeah. So that's
but not directly.
I forget the word. So that's like a new way of creating. Man, this word's gonna annoy me. So like say like Central C, how he put out that song recently. I even forget what that's called. This isn't going in a good direction.
That's all right. We can look it up. Central C. Yeah, I got to find.
I think
I
like
don't even know who Central C is.
so. There's a word for like creating a song, but
Yeah.
also acknowledging that you're copying a song. So you can like
It's sampling.
yeah,
You sample the song.
sampling, but it has a word.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's like paying homage.
Yeah, but like the original artist that you're copying has agreed that you can like put these two ideas together. Not collaborating, no. It's like something like I'm not even gonna
It's
say it.
sampling, but you have the rights to do it.
Yeah, but like the person that originally created that idea is actually getting royalties from your song.
Yeah, that's what happens when you pay for the sample.
No, it's not called sampling.
That's what happens.
Yeah. No, that's
All right.
true.
Anyway, there's a different term.
Yeah.
Fine. But yeah, what was your point?
I don't even remember what we're talking about.
Is it called Plunderphonics?
No, it's not called.
What a name,
Yeah.
Plunderphonics. Fucking hell.
Sorry, I took your podcast in a weird direction. I don't know where it's going.
So I don't even know where it's going.
It's like, this is definitely not the word, but it's something like stipulation. Like it's not that word, but it sounds like that. No,
All right,
I've lost
Richie.
it.
All right. Look at the word.
I'll
will
get
come
it before
back.
the end of the podcast.
That's
Probably
fine.
45 minutes.
Let's
I'll
not
tell you.
wait for it though. Yeah, so I do think that like TikTok and all that, you're saying sampling's happening more, but it's people just jacking each other's ideas essentially.
Well, I mean more in like TikTok world or like creation world. Like you might come up with a concept on YouTube or a concept on TikTok, and you're like suggested, or there's like a button to be able to copy it. Like you can copy the sound, you can copy the idea directly, and that person may comment on your video and be like, oh, thanks for like copying my idea, or like thanks for like moving this trend along. People are like even paying people to create trends for their songs.
For songs, I get it, right? Because then they're gonna get like their song blowing up.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
that one, I just want to rewind. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, dude, I love that song. I've listened to it heaps.
Yeah.
And that was from finding on TikTok.
Yeah, I think like someone was saying to me in the industry the other day that TikTok has become probably the biggest and easiest way to break an artist.
Fair.
But the saturation is so high that it's still very hard to do.
Yeah, we got to make good music
Yeah. Well,
and have good
not really.
content around it. I mean,
There's
gotta
been
be
some pretty
catchy,
crazy
right?
songs. Yeah.
it's got to be catchy.
I think like on TikTok, there's like songs that are catchy for 10 seconds. And when you keep hearing it over and over, it's like, it is really catchy. But you might go onto Spotify and to listen to that whole song, it's actually not that good of a song. It's just that section.
There's
that was catchy.
so many like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
And
think that's the new normal. Like I was saying before, like short songs are going to become really popular in the next few years. That's what I strongly believe.
Yeah, fair. I wonder how that's going to go with like the UK. Because the UK, like their rap scene and all that is, I don't know, I feel like they have longer songs still.
Yeah.
They go hard
Like
with it.
Dave and stuff.
Yeah, like Dave. Oh, dude, Dave's got some
Yeah.
stomper songs. He's got like
Yeah.
12-minute songs.
Yeah.
But
He's
he's
incredible.
a storyteller, so it's different
Yeah, yeah.
altogether. Like you're
I
not
know what you
listening
mean,
to
like-
Dave in the same way you're listening to, I don't know, whoever those people are on TikTok.
Yeah.
Actually, Ty Verdes, did you ever see him?
Yeah.
I saw him from like Reels and TikToks.
Yeah, he blew up. Like he played the Jingle Ball like that year that he like blew up, and I think there's another dude out of the US called like Anis. Have you heard of him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, is he US? I thought he was Australian.
No, he's US.
Okay. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I was a lawyer or something like that. And then he dropped it. And then he's got the one about girls, right? Leave Me, that song.
I don't know. He's like got like a moustache and
Yeah.
long hair.
He's
Yeah,
good.
he's got like a bunch of really big songs, but he essentially made his come up through Reels and TikTok as well. But now he's like an established artist who sells big shows. It's cool.
So you looking at doing hella Reels and TikToks then?
Yeah, well, I think it's just essential for people now. Like even artists that are under a label, the labels are telling them that you have to make TikToks.
Do they give you like a quota? Are you with a label or are you independent?
I'm independent, but
Yeah,
like
okay.
I know a lot of people that are artists under a label, and just that's just normal. Like if you're not creating TikToks and Reels and pushing music like out to different avenues through that source, because it's just so recognized as a way to blow up.
So what does the label do then in terms of distribution and marketing if you're expected to create other content and distribute it?
They're just telling people like a lot of ideas, like this is trending this week, this song's trending this week, you should use this song, this is the trend that you should do. But yeah, the creation's getting like I said before, like everything's copycat like right now.
Yeah, fair. How did like Lad Bible and all that play a part in content creation?
Man, Lad Bible, I believe,
Or like platforms like that?
Yeah, I think Lad Bible, from my knowledge, is essentially a media network that is sent or goes and looks out for videos that are going viral and then posts it to their page. And in return, they may give a shout out to that creator, or they'll give them maybe a one fee payout or a percentage of the video's earnings. But essentially, I think Lad Bible became and still is like a network searching for viral videos and trying to be the first ones to make contact with people that are creating videos that are like super viral, but they didn't mean for them to be viral.
Yeah, so they're like viral curators.
Yeah, curators, and just like trying to tap into like getting their hands first on someone's video and taking ownership of it. I think that's their business model.
Was that a big part of like what helped you guys grow, or like how was your journey? And just for those that don't know, if you could just give a little bit of background on like
on the
what
YouTube
it is I'm
stuff
referring to.
Yeah, so in 2008 we started like a YouTube channel called The Royal Stampede, which was kind of just random comedy, but it ended up becoming a prank channel. Well, public comedy and pranks and stuff. So we built that up over time, and I think along the way, like there was a bunch of pages that shared our videos and helped us along, like Lad Bible. There was like Unilad, Shock Mansion. Can you remember them?
I can remember them.
Shock Mansion. They were actually really great people. There's just been a bunch, but yeah, like back in the what's the World Star Hip Hop?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. World Star was huge.
That was like, if you made it to World Star, you were like, damn, that's a viral one.
Yeah, legit.
But
although it was most of the time just bros.
yeah, that's a controversial content. I'm not sure if they're still going.
Back in the uncensored days of social media.
Yeah, social media back then was very much uncensored, like no rules, do what you want, like go crazy. That you're not going to get censored. Like YouTube was all for like blowing up crazy content, and just like, I think that's what we love so much about it when we were creating. But I think that's also what pushed us off the platform as time went on.
Because you were like, I don't really want to do this kind of crazy stuff anymore? Or?
No, more because we wanted to create and do our own thing, but YouTube really started to strike down and become like this major network corporation that had to have its rules and things in place, because otherwise they're like holding things accountable for their company.
Yeah, they sold out to the advertisers.
Yeah, advertising killed YouTube.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. And we're uploading to your YouTube, so don't censor us. Anyway.
But I think YouTube's still an awesome platform, but I think people's boundaries are restricted compared to what it used to be.
Yeah, well, I mean that's definitely true. We saw it over COVID, especially everything was just like, here's the government line of thought. Yeah, go.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of scary, but I'm kind of waiting for that new video platform. I think that'd be cool, but I don't know how.
Yeah, well, they're gonna need a good algorithm to compete.
I think TikTok's doing really cool things, but
they're censor heavy as well.
Yeah, very censor heavy. But actually, now I'm saying that, I think it's going to be hard to come up with a new company that doesn't have censorship.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I think we're moving towards is, I mean, you can even see it with what came out with Instagram, Facebook, Meta this week about verifying. So like Twitter now is like $8 per month to be verified, and now Facebook's doing it, and they're going to be $15 a month.
Someone told me about that, but I didn't actually look it up yet. So
Yeah,
you
$15 a month.
Like anyone can be verified?
Anybody can be verified. You pay a monthly subscription, and essentially you just have to upload your government ID. And I think it's all a part of this transition towards the AI content future, where it's like everything is going to be about the source in which you're getting information from, because you can have, Biden, Trump, Obama, John Howard, like Albanese, whoever you want that is in a position of power influence to say whatever you want and it look realistic.
Oh, like, so this is real if it has a blue tick, but if it's uploaded and there's no blue tick, this isn't real.
Well, I think that's where we're moving.
Yeah.
Because you just won't know, right? You have no idea whether it's real or not. So fact checking, this whole misinformation thing that they've been saying for a while now, is going to get out of hand in that you just won't know what's going on, which I think for the truth to be a prominent force is going to make it harder, because you have these centralized bodies determining what is true and what is false.
Yeah.
However, if you are a verified figure, well then, as long as they don't get rid of people that are like, as long as it's just, hey, you have shown that you're a true person sharing information, and then they don't censor you because of that, I think it should be right. By the way, you do need to bring the mic closer when you're going to talk. I think that's where we're headed. So in terms of why they're doing that, I think one, make money and potentially hopefully become more independent and be B2C as opposed to just B2B.
Yeah.
But then also I think it's to do with all this deep fake stuff that's about to, proper hit critical mass.
I feel like that's going to be a really weird time, because there's no actual, like if you're saturating this content that is fake onto these platforms, like it's very hard to restrict it quickly.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's why their algorithms are crazy wild. I mean, have you heard about the full troll farms in like China and Russia?
Troll farms?
Yeah.
No.
They'll have this has been verified, huge warehouses where they'll have people on laptops or computers, and they will just be on the internet trolling with all these fake accounts, and they'll be going around trolling, and then also having bots going around the internet and trolling and just causing civil unrest in countries as like an act of espionage. Yeah. So
how many people are we talking?
I'm talking thousands.
Thousands of people each sitting at a computer
trolling. And I'm sure there'd also be bots and all that linked up with it too. But there was a stat that came out with in America, and it was like out of the top 20 Christian pages on Facebook, it was something like 15 of them were run by these troll farms.
Wow, that's insane. Do you know what country this is in?
The troll farms are? Yeah, Russia and China.
Russia, I want to go
And
there.
China. I think China was pretty big on it, but I'm right. It'd be pretty cool. I was I want a troll farm.
That'd be a great documentary. Wow.
Can we get a troll farm behind your new music? Let's go.
Well, I know that's actually another massive thing, like Spotify streaming farms. Like,
yeah, true. Yeah, they did that with YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube streaming farms, like, or like bots subscribing to your channel, bots being Instagram followers.
Yeah,
like it's a dangerous thing.
It is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's
like fake clout.
It's very fake clout, and it's very hard to police it, I think, because there's so many people doing it.
Well, that's why I think they're moving towards this whole verified internet. But at the same time, it's like now we have to pay to play to use these companies.
Yeah, I think it takes away as well from people that have been like trying to build a brand, and getting that blue tick and having that verification is like kind of like an accomplishment, but it's just being taken away from them because someone can pay $8 a week or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but that, who knows what they're going to come out with next, right? To say, okay, now that we've verified everybody, we're going to have those that like the platform verifies as being notable.
Yeah.
Because the blue tick at the moment isn't actually about you're verified that you're real. It's you're verified that you're notable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I think the next 10 years in the tech world, which is a long time in tech world, is going to be
it's huge time.
Scary.
Yeah. Have you played around with any of the new AIs coming out?
Yeah, like
what have you played around with?
ChatGPT I've played around with. It's actually scary. Like,
What have you done with it?
I literally wrote my Spotify bio with ChatGPT.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I told it some information and I said write a professional bio about me with this information. And it spat it out and it was okay, but just with a few changes and telling it to change things, it wrote like a great bio.
How'd you prompt it?
Just like, I'm Richysand, like this is what I used to do. I used to do comedy on YouTube. This is what I'm pursuing. This is the kind of music I make.
And you like just write that into
I was like, right, I make it sound professional.
Yeah, okay.
Because you can be broad, but the more you type in, like it kind of
Condenses.
condenses
the
and makes
idea.
it better.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like kids' essays and stuff. Like,
yeah. Well, they have the AI. So whilst ChatGPT can write you essays and resumes and all that kind of stuff,
yeah.
it can still get picked up with an AI scanner.
So what if you go to like an AI ChatGPT and you're like, write me an essay on this, give it a bunch of information. It takes you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It spits out a great essay. You take that essay and take it to another.
Yeah, so that's what I've been seeing is that if you use Quillbot, then it will rephrase it.
Yeah.
And then it won't be picked up.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I feel like there's so many loopholes with using a bunch of different software. So
100%.
I should not be saying this.
Oh, dude. I'm trying to get my cousins onto it. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. It's the future.
It's the future. Like, if you don't need to read and write, which is fucked. But anyway, if you don't need to read and write, you're not going, there's no reward to reading and writing anymore in the marketplace of ideas and of skills. So it's like, that's not what you need to focus on anymore. Like, yes, be competent at communication. But like,
I feel like
what's the mode?
The older generation used to be like, oh, you don't write with pens anymore. You don't read books anymore. And
yeah,
now
my
it's going to be like,
trash.
You don't do anything anymore.
But hey,
type a few words into a ChatGPT and that's it.
The Egyptians didn't write with motherfucking pens. They wrote with chisels and walls. So when they got pens, you're like, these slackers, they're not doing it in stone
Eventually
anymore.
we're just going to be sitting there like this.
Dude, I mean, you've heard of like
Neuralink?
Yeah, Neuralink.
Neuralink, yeah.
Dude, that's scary.
That's honestly like, I think where it gets to a point where it's like, no, like, for me anyway.
I had two trains of thoughts of this. And one was not mine, the other one was mine. So the one that was mine originally was that you're going to have a like class of people that are hooked up to AI. So therefore they're going to be like the limitless pill, if you will, and they can just accomplish huge amounts because they have so much data going in. But then you have the people that don't have it and they'll be like, yeah, I'm living in nature, like I'm a regular human. But then I figured it's actually probably going to flip. The other way around is that you're going to have the rich and wealthy having AI tools that they chip into people's brains so those people can do exactly what they need to do with that AI powered. But they're going to be able to hack that AI so that those people are great workers and stay within the morals and codes of conduct of what it means to be a working class human.
Is that a slave?
I think so. Well, I mean, to be fair, yes, there's a difference, but what I'm about to say, but we still have slaves today. Like, if you are just working a job to then be able to afford a few minor, like, you know, a TV and some entertainment, but you're just like waking up just to go back to sleep and you just repeat work, like, you kind of are a slave.
Yeah.
You're like a slave with great conditions.
Yeah, no, that is true. Yeah, I feel like you're right.
Yeah, I think I want it to be challenged. I don't want that to be the truth.
Yeah, I just think
it's
like
grim.
If you start planting chips into people's brains, like, and there's some sort of control over that, like, it's dangerous.
I agree. I think it is dangerous, especially
even if
like, what if it short circuits?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much trial you have to do before you can release that.
Yeah,
like decades.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope so, but at the same time, it's like there's gonna be some cats on the trading floor that go, you know what? Fuck it, fuck it. Let's just put the AI in our heads and let's make a shit ton of money because we're gonna be able to compute everything going on in the trading world and just have it in our brain to be able to do it. and even in social settings and stuff like that, be able to know exactly who everybody is in the room because it's telling you, or however that integration of communication between AI and your brain works.
It does sound fake, like when you really think about it. Like it just sounds like a movie, but it's actually
Well, it's like the Matrix
almost
when they
reality,
upload
yeah.
info.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think
bam,
like
Kung Fu
uploading
fighting.
like a language into someone's brain, is that possible?
Dude, yes, it would be, but also they have actually created an AI tool that in real time can translate. So you could just have a headphone in, like an AirPod in, and it will be recording on this table, and I could be sitting here, and it will instantaneously, like, or near instantaneously,
Like a second
transfer
wow.
between you and I. And you could even talk, and it will actually, I could just have the headphone in and be hearing you in that other language.
That's a great tool. I like that.
It's such a good tool.
That's cool. That would actually be an incredible product.
Imagine
I
if
hope
they
that
could-
comes out.
It's already it's in beta testing. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
like publicly accessible yet.
I've seen the ones
But-
where you like take a photo or like hold your camera up to like a sign and say Japan, and it
Oh,
instantly
yeah.
like
Google's got that.
Google Translate or whatever.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah, an audio version of that would be incredible.
I think OpenAI, the company that did ChatGPT, that's like one of the tabs on their
Yeah.
website.
I saw that ChatGPT, like, or some company, like, people were saying, like, how do I create, I don't know if I want to say it, but like a weapon on this program, and it was telling them information on how to do it, and they had to like start restricting the information it was giving.
I mean, to be fair, you can find YouTube videos about that.
Yeah, but I think like
It's not really out of that world to like
Yeah.
access that information. You know, like there's
True.
definitely how-to manuals of weapons.
yeah.
Like, it's not that crazy. It's just
Shut down.
it's just very accessible.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think, it's all a fine line with that, with guns and bombs and all that jazz.
Yeah.
It's a fine line.
But imagine like 5 different chat GBTs with all this information fed into each other, like talking to each other.
Yeah, well, Bing supposedly has one that has come out and just saying buck wild shit like, yo, I want to get out of this. I want to be real. Like, you guys are all fucking stupid.
I saw an advert for that. It was like, Bing creates this new AI software. And like the top comment was like, I don't care what Bing has. I'm not going back to Bing. Remember that other website, Ask Jeeves?
Yes.
Can you
Ask
imagine?
Jeeves.
That was like a competitor of Google back in the day.
Yeah. Have you heard of Brave, though?
No?
So Google has 98% of the crawl of the internet in general.
Crawl?
So they crawl so the internet's a thing, right?
Yeah.
And then Google is like a search engine that just crawls the internet for what websites are in existence. So they have 98% of the use case and like of the crawling of the whole internet in general. Because it got to the point where it's like no other search engine can financially make it make sense to have the infrastructure to crawl the internet because Google's such a dominant player.
Yeah.
And because of that, every single other search engine links into Google's crawling.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's one that I know of that doesn't do that, and it's Brave, and they have their own crawling.
Oh, wow. So like a
And-
different.
Yeah,
sort of
it's its
structure or
own
something,
search
yeah.
engine with its own crawling. And on top of that, it doesn't collect any of your data. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Brave.
Yeah, Brave.
So it's actively like.
Yeah.
there to use?
And it's pretty good.
Like
Fast.
.com?
Just Brave.
Wow.
Like you download it, like you download Chrome and all that.
Oh, okay. Like,
you-
yeah.
yeah. You just use it as an app.
Oh, that's cool. I'm going to try it.
Yeah. It's cool. There's like a renegade system being made of like, hey, we want to respect your privacy and give you more like autonomy of your internet use.
Yeah.
I feel like Web3, the blockchain crypto world is trying to foster that
Yeah.
for every single system of the world and decentralize it.
Yeah. And yeah, like a cashless society eventually will be.
I mean, the government already wants to do that
Yeah.
because that gives them the most control ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll be going back to like gold pennies or something. Like, once
Well, when it all fucks up.
yeah.
Maybe.
Or like even a cashless society, like what are we going to use to like do favors for one another, or like, like picture like a
I mean, we're not
Sparky.
using gold as it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once
Here's an
cash is
ingot.
gone, what are you going to use?
Yeah, what are you going to do for your cashies?
Yeah, cashy, like an electrician on the weekend. Like, they don't want to get paid through the bank.
Well, that's the thing. Well, you won't be able to, and that's why it sucks, because everything will be taxed.
I think it honestly will be like some form of crypto payment.
Yeah, there'll be crypto. There'll be the government issued crypto essentially,
Yeah,
and then there'll be your barter system, which is like, yo, I'll help you out with this thing later.
yeah.
Which,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll give you my car if you like build this back porch for me.
I don't know if that's an even trade.
What's that?
I think the porch.
$2,000 1993 Subaru.
Yeah. Nah. It's like, I'll let you do doughies. Oh, fucking deal, mate. Deal. Nah, fair. Oh, man.
We went a massive rabbit hole there.
We're rabbit holing, man. Actually, what I do want to know is, like, what is your idea of how to do your content strategy now that everything's short form content? Like, what are you thinking in terms of the creating for getting your music out there?
I think my content strategy now is just like trying to build up a fan base through my social platforms that I already have. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and then sort of pushing them towards my Spotify, where really most of the streams are coming from these days.
But what kind of content are you thinking of making?
Like, I think I've always like lent on comedy as like a thing that I like creating. Comedy, but also like using the music that I'm creating to drive people to my Spotify, like giving them short snippets and stuff like Reels, TikToks. But I think you have to be striking, like all content is now. Like, you have 3 seconds to get someone's attention, or they're going to flick past your content. So I think like just creating with other Adelaide creators, like I've been filming with Kwame, who's like another Adelaide creator, and just trying to come up with like exciting ways to push my music. But I'm lucky enough to know like a bunch of people in the creative world that can help me do that. But I think for like an aspiring like person who has no social media following, you have to be like an individual and create something that's like special, or just copy everyone's trends that's trending at the time and just hope for the best.
Yeah, just hop on trends. So what I know about like the TikTok world is that they actually have like a creator community that they talk to and tell people trends ahead of time.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, this week we're going to be, I don't know, Ukraine's going to be trending again. And then next week it's going to be gym routines.
I think, yeah, like if you're in like a creator community, like there's a bunch of things that they say, use this song this week, use this hashtag.
Like directly from TikTok?
Directly from like certain platforms. It may be like a label, but I think this information is essentially coming from the platform that wants you to do this. But I still strongly think that like creating something unique and individual is more powerful, because then there's no one saturated in that market. Like if you come up with a concept that's so much better than what they're saying to do and it's successful, like you're the only one who's done that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, fair. And do you just fuck around and make content, or are you sitting there like
I think a lot of the time, like
brainstorms?
it just like I just rock up with no ideas and we just start filming, coming up with stuff on the spot. But back in the day, like YouTube days, it was like just constantly thinking, driving in the shower before bed. And if I had an idea, I would just write it down and then just trying to deliver that concept, whether it takes a day or two of filming and then, pushing it out. But a lot of the time, like our videos were like trend centric. So whether it be like a political thing or an event like Christmas, that was our idea of hopping on a trend. But now,
but is that's like relevant to the cultural zeitgeist, but not like jacking the actual.
Yeah, so I think you got to be clever. Like whatever's happening, what's trending, try and come up with a concept around that, and then create something that's unique and individual. Like putting your own spin on something. I
like how you did the car thing with people. Actually, I talked about this the other day. About how you did the tank.
Oh yeah.
The tank one. How did the tank thing happen?
Okay, so that was like it was a video that so I'll take it back a bit more. Like I was lucky enough to work alongside Danny and Michael from Raka Raka for like such a long period of time. And if you don't know who they are, they're like comedy / action comedy creators on the YouTube platform that have really done great things. And one of the shoots was it was a brand deal for World of Tanks, I think a mobile app game. And they decided that they wanted to shoot this concept in, I think it was somewhere in the suburbs of Melbourne. And they hired in a tank. There's literally this old guy that owned a tank, like brought a tank there. And they built out a set. Yeah, like a working tank. And this guy did not look like he was qualified. He was just some old dude with a grey beard. And he was like, yeah, it's my tank. And we were like, okay, like, is this safe? But yeah, we shot that content. I think it's still live on the internet somewhere, but it was a World of Tanks video. But anyway, we finished filming and we had this tank for like another hour or two. And I thought, like, I'll come up with a video to do with it because, like, I don't want to waste a tank. Like, when am I going to get a tank again? So, I just came up with that concept because that, again, like, that was a trending thing, like gold digging pranks. Like, that was a thing that was honestly one of the biggest things on YouTube at a certain time. But, like, we just wanted to take the piss out of it because it was so fake and just stupid. So, yeah, we just did a spin on it with a tank and it was really fun.
The chicks car.
Yeah, I just heavily relied on knowing my friend who does VFX that he could, like, accomplish the shot. And I think I just gave him the worst footage, but he pulled it off.
You did.
Yeah,
and
he
it
did
went
a great job.
buck wild viral.
Yeah, I reckon that is, it'd be close to our most viral video ever.
What's the other contenders?
We created another video recently, which was like a fake caught on camera moment, which was like saving a dog from a train.
Oh, yeah. I did see that. Yeah, okay.
So those two are probably the most viral videos we've created. I reckon each of them has well over 1 billion views across the internet.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And do you get paid across platforms for that?
Well, we do get paid for our own content, but like when you create a video like that, it's impossible to keep track of where it gets stolen to. But you keep getting tagged by friends or other people that are in a creating world and they will be like, dude, your video's on this. And we'll be like, oh shit. Like there's not enough action that these people like TikTok or YouTube can do to get this video taken down in time before it's already done the damage, if that makes sense. So like you might have a video that's gone so viral, it gets 2 million views in a day and you're like, oh, this is awesome. Like this is going to be great content and build our channel up. And then 24 hours later, you see it on TikTok and it's got 8 million views and you strike down this video. It's like, I don't want to have this video online. This is our video. It's taking views away from our video. 24 hours goes past again and that video is at 30 million views. It's like, hello, like, can you take the video down? Yeah, like in that case, that train dog video, I think it ended up getting over 100 million views on someone else's channel, but we got nothing from it. But that's another cool thing about the internet. Like, I'm not all hating on that because it's cool to see like your video spread like that. It's cool.
Yeah, well, I feel that's very much dependent on like what it is you're doing, right? Because if you're a musician, you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's
like,
great.
Well, if they find my song some way, who cares?
Yeah.
But if like yours is this is the piece of content and I'm making money from the distribution of this piece of content, then it's like, well, fair enough that you would care. Or even if you're a real estate agent and you're like, you just want to be shared around everywhere, or you know, someone that is involved in the political sphere of debate. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
That's true.
Who shares it, as long as they're like, oh, that's that guy, and they know who that guy is. Yeah, you just get that brand recognition.
I think if it's like a project that you've sunk a lot of money into and you've been passionate about it, not the train dog video, but say someone like the Raka Raka guys who have sunk like a whole bunch of their own money into an idea and a project, and they've worked for like weeks on developing it and then weeks shooting it and then weeks editing it, and you drop this video and it goes viral on someone else's like platform, it just feels like they've stolen that from you. Yeah. And because a lot of those viewers that are watching that like don't know where the content came from, so you're not getting that recognition, or like a fan that could be a genuine fan like coming back to your page. I think it's cool like as well for it to spread and other people to see it, but I think content like ID is like still not there on the internet.
I definitely get you on that. And then like just my mind is like, all right, what's the solution to that? And it sounds like that's like a branding solution waiting to happen for that type of content.
I think it's
in terms of linking that piece of content with this is the brand, because there is a lot of just skits that have no branding element whatsoever. So you're like, oh, that was great. I have no idea where that came from.
Yeah.
But if you were to find a way to integrate that, and I mean, obviously a simple way is a watermark.
Yeah, watermark, yeah.
That's a simple way. But it's like, what's a more like innovative way to like include in your branding that?
It is hard, yeah. Because if it's like a visual or an audio cue of your brand as well, like someone might just cut that section out. Or
True, but there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, or if it's like you create some sort of virtual link to your channel where someone can't steal it, like someone will just screen record it and then repost it, and it's a separate video, you know?
Yeah.
It's really tough to like have branding, and I think even the major corporations like YouTube struggle to keep someone's content without being stolen.
How does Mr. Beast get around? I don't see Mr. Beast content everywhere.
You don't? Yeah, like I see it on TikTok and Reels, but
is that monetized though? Like, is Reels monetized?
I mean, it can.
TikTok?
Reels isn't monetized. I know TikTok is in the early stages of it. But yeah, Mr. Beast videos, I've seen them stolen a bunch of times, but I think he's the kind of guy that wouldn't care. Like, he's so successful, but yeah, like I think it is actually impossible to hold content ID to a video.
Yeah, I think the NFT world's going to try to solve that, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. I think like in the film world, even like major films are stolen all the time. Like, even you take a trip to Thailand, you can like download or like buy a bunch of CDs with movies.
There's some great fucking edits of movies.
Yeah,
oh, dude.
Like screen recordings.
Oh, just edit, like they'll take movies and they'll just add in culture. But like, I mean, surely you've seen the one of Thanos, and he's like, he loses all out of like Endgame, and he like loses all the things in his hand, all the stones, and then you have the guy, the fucking Mexican drug dealer from Breaking Bad, crushing up it on the table, and he goes, "Woo, that's some good shit, man."
Oh yeah,
yeah. Have you seen that?
I've seen that. I've seen that guy being put with a bunch of videos.
Yeah, well, he's with that video. And then there's another one now that Tate's in the background of it saying some shit as well. And they just keep adding to this. Oh, it's classic.
It's cool.
But then, that's a great example of like, who the hell made that? I don't know. Who made that edit?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think they care though, those people.
It's a meme.
Yeah.
But that being said, they might.
They might.
Yeah. Who knows?
You got to come up with that code.
Yeah.
To hold content ID. You'd be a rich man.
Legit. Yeah. All right. In terms of fucking your early days, why did you even get into these YouTube videos?
I think
what brought you to it? What was like the first creators that you're like, yo, that's dope, I want to do that?
Yeah, I think like back in the day, like as every kid, well, most kids did, like you would watch like Jackass at the movies or on TV, and you'd be like, whoa, that's so sick. Like, these guys just get to do the dumbest shit and just get paid and just have fun for their whole life. So like in year 10, my friend was filming like a like Jackass inspired movie with his handycam. That was Mark, the partner I did Royal Stampede with, and that's how we sort of started connecting, like just talking about video ideas, and we started posting our own to the internet. And at the start, we were just sort of like throwing shit at the wall, seeing what stuck, like just different ideas, concepts, and eventually it was pranks that like got us the most sort of traction.
What was the start of going, like you saw, what was like the traction point? Like how many views were you like, oh my God, this is like, this is working?
I think like it actually wasn't a prank. Like we uploaded, it was when iPhone videos were like super like viral moments, like iPhone 3 is coming out, and they would put this video out where all these like Apple employees were talking on a white background and talking about how good this Apple product was. And we just took that off in like a comedic way, talking about the iPhone. I can't remember what number it was, but we were just talking shit, like just making it look like a fake infomercial. And that just started to gain attraction because I think like a lot of people were clicking on it thinking it was the legitimate video. And I think like one day I was sitting at film school and I was like refreshing the page and it was like, oh my God, it's like got 20,000 views. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
And then,
20,000 views.
Yeah. And then like
Back
we'd
then was
watched
huge,
by the end of the
especially on
day, it was
YouTube.
like 25,000 views. Like, oh my God, like this is insane. And I think that's like that rush of that feeling of like just creating something that people are watching is like what kept us going back for more. But I was watching like a bunch of creators back in the day that inspired me, like Kasim G, like there was a guy called Shay Cole, like vlogging their life, like just random content, but it was inspiring just to see that you could create a world for yourself where you're just having fun and holding a camera and like living like a really cool life. I think that's what inspired me. That's what pushed me to like keep going for that lifestyle.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I bet. And what was like the first bit that went like proper viral, like millions of views?
Man, I reckon that's a really good question. I think there was like a bunch of videos, just like public, like maybe we had like a grandpa mask that we used to wear. It was like our biggest investment in, I think it was like $1,000 after we like earned a bit of money online, and we invested in this grandpa mask. And I think that's when things started like really picking up. We were uploading like videos of this grandpa in public just doing stupid stuff, and yeah, then that's just kind of like when we were like, all right, stuff this. Like I was chasing like more of a music video creation company with a partner like Milo, who went on to do animation. But me and Mark were like, all right, let's just try and do this. Like this is, I feel like this can be
Yeah,
a
you want to just
full-time
come a little
job.
bit closer to the mic?
Yeah, we were just like, we feel like this could be a full-time job, so we just kind of went for it and just put everything aside and just try to do YouTube.
And it was working?
Yeah, like it sort of began to grow in a way for us, like, which was really unexpected, like grew really fast from like maybe 300,000 to 1 million subscribers was like a really crazy journey, because I feel like we were one of the first to do it in Australia, like doing the stuff that we're doing, like pranks or public comedy videos. And we just met like so many people that inspired us and made similar content to us, and like just got gifted opportunities overseas and with brands and
What kind of opportunities?
just like one of them was like just they launched the Conjuring like movie in London, and they invited us there to like go through the scare experience and create a video, and they put us up in like this crazy hotel and took us out to dinner, and like it just felt like fake. Like the whole time you're there, it's like, what is this? Like, is this my job? Like filming dumb videos and like flying around the world. And like, yeah, like we got an opportunity to film with Tiesto in Vegas, and
That's huge.
yeah, like just filming dumb videos and like mucking around, but getting paid for it. And along the journey, like just meeting like-minded people and creating a circle where like anything was kind of possible. I think that's the kind of message I want to push through. Like my music stuff is just like, you can literally do anything. Like it is actually possible. And like seeing my friends like Danny and Michael pulling in like a film deal last week or 2 weeks ago.
What's the film deal?
So Danny and Michael, they just created a horror film. It's just gone to like 3 of the largest film festivals in the world. So Talk to Me went to Sundance. Now it's in Berlin, and then it's going to South by Southwest next month. And yeah, like they had already placement in place for like Australian distribution, but yeah, they took it to Sundance, and like they were just like talking to a bunch of people, but the film was like one of the most talked about films at the festival, and A24 like acquired the film for distribution in the US, which is just like insane.
So that means it's going to be like in all theaters and stuff like that?
Yeah, like all theaters across the US. And just like, it's just something that doesn't happen like in Australian cinema, especially for the past like how many years. But
yeah, well, I don't think Aussie cinema's been big since like 80s or 90s.
yeah, I mean like Mad Max and stuff did cool stuff. I think we've always had a really, really cool film scene here, but just...
Wasn't Mad Max the 90s?
Yeah, Mad Max,
Yeah.
yeah, in the 90s, like I feel like that was one of the coolest Australian films to ever be made.
Oh,
like
facts.
extremely dangerous as well.
Yeah.
If you watch the behind the scenes of the original Mad Max, like stunt work is scary. You should do that.
Should.
But yeah, like I think just creating like a passion for something and going for it, and just anyone who comes into your life that is chasing a similar passion or has a similar mindset of just doing the funnest stuff and trying to create like a community of people around you that support you and you support them. I think that's like the way I've lived the past 10 years, and it's just been really fun.
Beautiful. And then in terms of like what happened, like why did you transition from doing the YouTube videos to now what you're doing?
Yeah, I think the run kind of came to an end for us because one, we kind of got sick of filming pranks. Like it was like a thing where after 5 years of going onto the street and just filming similar stuff, like it kind of got tiring for me. I felt like that creative part of my brain just was filled, and I was happy with where we got to. And the other part was like just wanting to chase other endeavors. But another factor is obviously YouTube becoming a platform where you can't create everything that you want to create without getting restricted, whether that be like what you're saying or what you're showing. But I think they became a major corporation, which pushed us off the platform because we were creating stuff that isn't for their platform anymore.
What kind of things got you demonetized? Because I don't feel like your content was like, that controversial and like a
Australian
negative
like culture of like maybe someone in the street holding a beer like that. That's instantly going to restrict your video. Like
real,
yeah, like
just for holding
holding alcohol, like talking about like maybe an Australian like swearing in a video, using swearing as like a nature of comedy, which is like, I think as well, like once you've got like almost like an X on your channel, it's very hard to bring it back to life. Like YouTube has an algorithm that favors people that follow their algorithm. So like long format content is very favorable right now. If you have a long watch time, they're going to favor that video and push your algorithm up. And I think that's just not what our content was. We try to abide by that by creating like longer format content, but it just didn't feel like how it used to feel when we created videos. We always wanted to make like videos that were 3 minutes long, and just the whole way through it was like great content. But I think, so it was a factor of different things, like just getting tired of it, wanting to chase other artistic endeavors, and also just, I guess, the platform not liking our videos anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like the short form content like field right now we're in, like the 30 seconds to kind of 2 minutes would be.
Yeah.
Is that getting you pretty creatively inspired?
Yeah, it is a little bit, but I think like it's hard. Like I feel like I'm in a bit of a crossroads in terms of creating, where like I want to create music, but I also want to create comedy stuff, but I just don't know where that sits at the moment. Like that's definitely still in the back of my brain.
Like you feel like they're completely separate worlds type thing?
Not separate worlds, just like I want to chase the music kind of thing for now, but I think in the back of my head there's other things I want to do with the Royal Stampede. Like I don't think that's completely shut off, and we've still got that fan base and stuff there to keep going with it, but we're just not quite sure what that is at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
beauty. And what about with like, how's Nyasa gone? She looks like she's been killing it.
Yeah, she's been really good. Like she dropped her first song Ghost 2 weeks ago, and like got added to Triple J rotation. It's been doing really well. Like just really great feedback, and she's the one that I'm like the most like, come on. Like I want her to be so successful, and I think that she has like incredible talent, and she's gonna go like really, really far in the industry.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And is she signed?
Yeah, she's with Island, like Universal Island. Yeah. And she's got a bunch of projects coming out this year, and like just some cool stuff that she can announce later in the year, like some really cool things, but I can't say.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Fair enough. She's got to time it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how far in are we?
An hour.
Yeah, beauty.
An hour and 1 minute.
Alrighty.
It doesn't feel like that.
No, it goes quick, eh?
Yeah.
It goes quick. But we don't have to finish up yet. You got a bit more time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you grab me another water though? I'm thirsty. It's like 40-degree day today. And oh my Lord, it's hot. Oh, that was so close to hit me in the head.
How hot is it today? 38? Was it?
No. It was cracked 40.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's hot.
I was feeling it.
We don't have great ventilation here.
Yeah.
All right, man. So I want to know how you're going to take over the world.
Take over the world?
I want to know how you're going to take over the world.
I don't know.
You want to take over the world in your way. Like, why do you want to do music? You know, like, what the fuck? You
think
switched to music and you've been making music, but like, why do you want to do it?
I think I just like got obsessed with making stuff. Like that's what I had. Like that's what started me with YouTube. It's just like I got obsessed with it. Like obsessed with coming up with ideas. Obsessed with like creating the most viral video on the internet, or just like a concept that no one's thought of. And I don't think it's exactly the same in music, but I think when I go on like a creative endeavor, like I become a bit obsessed with it, which is I think it's good. But just creating like beats or producing music or musical ideas or just like putting your thoughts onto a song is like really infectious like thing for me, like a therapeutic thing as well.
So is it like this self-expression of like getting ideas out, but more emotive ideas?
Yeah, like putting your ideas from your head like into a song like that is what motivates me the most to do it. Like it's just fun. Yeah. And
so because so far your music's been pretty like, how would you describe? Probably like not quite R&B, but like it's got that kind of sing-song.
Yeah, I'd say it's like melodic, like poppy hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right now, like I think the music's just been like fairly like light-hearted, but I think like eventually I'd like to like tell deeper stories and like emote different messages about important topics, but
and do some more like dense storytelling. Or?
Yeah, but I don't think like I'm ready to do that yet. I think maybe you have to have a bit of a following and a sense of I think I just
you want them to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, I think I would just want to keep creating music right now that's just fun, and I think that's just how I feel as well. Like it's just a fun time to create music because I'm new to it, and just like making beats or coming up with melodies and stuff is just fun. And just having a partner that does it as well, like even coming up with concepts like for instrumentals or music for the background of her songs, it's just fun.
Do you guys like jam a fair bit, or are you just kind of like separate vibing and like?
We're pretty separate, like in terms of that stuff. Like when she songwrites, I think she has to go into a kind of zone by herself. That's when she works her best. I think she can definitely like work with producers and stuff, but yeah, like we probably like butt heads a bit when it comes to creating, which is good, like because she probably comes up with the better ideas. But I think just creating like maybe an instrumental for her to like come up with ideas, whether she uses it or not. I think it's just like a fun thing to do.
I bet. And how do you approach making music?
Oh man, just like whatever comes out. Like, honestly, no strategy. Just find some sounds, add some drums, and whatever comes out comes out.
And do you like work on the melody first? Like you could hum over a track and blah, blah, and then put lyrics to it, or you like lyric focus first? And
definitely like all melodic first. Just random gibberish kind of thing. Yeah, see what comes out.
And then you just kind of puzzle it.
Yeah, puzzle it together.
You counting syllables and all that?
Yeah, I think like it's crazy how like artists work in so many different ways, but like in the end result, it's like a really great song. But like learning from other people is like cool as well. Like just sitting on a session with another producer or artist, and they're just like doing it a completely different way. But at the end,
what kind of things have you seen?
Just like like someone starting out with drums, or someone starting out with like a voice memo of a melody, or someone just riffing on a guitar, or like just different ways of creating things. Like it's all very similar because it's music and you're coming up with an idea or concept. But like even someone might have a concept for a song, like I want to tell this story and I want the end result to be this and push the message to this. Like I always think of maybe that Logic song, like 1-800 something.
Oh yeah,
song.
the suicide one.
Yeah, like just like I think that was probably a concept at the start, and then he like created that storyline, and yeah, it's just cool how there's so many different ways to do it. That's what's exciting.
I do like that way.
Yeah.
I love concept. Like, I mean, Good Kid, Mad City as a concept album is just fucking a masterpiece.
I think, yeah, like there's so many different concepts, like, and it doesn't have to be the same, like, or yeah, just like, it's just fun. Like, it's exciting to come up with a concept and create it. Like, just so many different artists do so many different concepts. Like, even just an artist that came out now, Ray, have you heard of her?
No.
She just put out an album like 21st Century Blues, and it's just like such a cool
read
like
it?
concept and storyline, and just a cool message that she portrays through her music.
Okay.
Mm.
And what concepts are you playing with?
Right now, like
Yeah.
I kind of have like a few ideas in the back of my head, but like right now, I'd literally just put a beat on and just start making noises.
See what comes.
Yeah, yeah.
What concepts have you finished that, like, without obviously telling like what the
Mm.
song is? Like, what ideas you've been playing with? Like, is it like going out songs? Like, are you like coming of age? Like, what?
Yeah, maybe just like, I think right now, like the message, like I just always end up almost like saying in every song is just like chase your dreams kind of thing. That's like the message I always fall back onto without even trying to. It's just like, even though I haven't succeeded crazily in my life or done the craziest things, like I just know I've seen other people like succeed in such like a crazy way, and like they started with nothing. So it's like, you know, anything is possible. And like I see other artists talking about it. It's like you can literally do anything if you put your mind to it. Obviously there has to be some little bit of skill there, or, you know, a drive to be able to create. But I honestly think like some of the biggest artists in the world didn't have the best, like they weren't the best at it, but they tried the most at it, and they pushed for it the most. Like there could have been other geniuses or other NBA players that could have been the best, but they gave up or something stopped them in their path.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
You got to put the hustle in.
Yeah,
gotta
hustle
grind.
and just grind and just don't take no for an answer.
Yeah, well, it's like you got to know, like, especially with when it comes to music, if you haven't sat there and experimented with all the different, because you obviously use a lot of vocal effects.
Yeah.
It's like if you haven't sat there for hours and hours on end playing with different vocal effects, like you just wouldn't know what's possible with vocal effects.
Yeah. Or like even if you just like you wanted to create music and you thought it was hip hop, but then 2 years later you figured out that you like jazz because you met some piano player and you end up becoming a jazz musician and living the best life. It's like, as long as the end goal is like having a life of fun and chasing a passion, I think wherever you go, like your life's going to be great.
That's deep. That's deep. I like that. Oh, it's like, I guess we're here for 100 years. If you're not enjoying it, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What is the point?
What is the point?
There is no point.
Then that's the point. There's no
Like,
point.
love your family and like love the people that are close to you and just chase a passion. Obviously you have to make money.
Yeah,
but
well, that's like a necessity,
the
right?
necessity of money. But after that, money in your week or 9 to 5, like there's time to chase a passion. Yeah.
Fucking love that. Oh, wait, Owen, are you chasing your dreams?
Oh, I'm trying to.
What's your passion?
My passion, probably photography or videography. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
see how that goes.
You want to make a movie?
I mean, I'd make a movie. I've got actor friends, so you know.
You should do it.
Yeah, you
Just
should
do
make
it.
a movie.
Make a
Should,
movie.
yeah, horror movie in
mean-
Carpo Forest.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
He's got the long hair, so he's ready to be like a Reaper type thing, or John Wick.
Yeah, John Wick.
He just cruises around and starts busting up trees.
Yeah,
No,
Nah,
you
man.
can do it, man.
yeah. Cheers.
You
We'll
can do it.
see. We'll see what happens in the next 10 years.
Dude, legit.
No.
Do you have anything else that you're like that you're like, oh, I'll do that one day?
I definitely want to make like a documentary one day. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I
It's the
have.
troll farms.
Yeah, dude, we should do it. Start working on it.
Like, start going to
Yeah.
troll farms.
Yeah.
Dude, China would lock you up.
You'd never be allowed in the country.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Cobalt documentary? Well, I don't know if it's a documentary, but he's definitely done like a full like journalist like feature piece about
Cobalt?
cobalt mines.
No.
So in
haven't
like
seen it.
Africa, in the Congo, you know what cobalt is?
No, I don't know.
So cobalt is like the raw material that is needed for electronics. And in the Congo is the largest deposit of cobalt in the world.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they have like slave labor level conditions, and there's like child slave labor and all that going on. So that means like all the technology we're using that require cobalt, which is iPhone as well, at the source of the creation of them is made with child labor.
Yeah, I feel like that's scary. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of like fast fashion, everything like that. There's a lot of like, if you take it back, like it's crazy how much stuff starts with. I don't know. I don't have a lot of knowledge on it, but
yeah, well, no, definitely. There's a lot of cheap labor around the world.
Yeah,
it's being like taken advantage of. I've heard a few trains of thoughts about that. Like I heard this professor say that every society needs to go through that cheap labor process to like you can't go from sweatshops to like Wall Street, for example, by skipping the sweatshops. That's what I've heard. Like you have to go through these stages of growth because economically your community has to build up.
Yeah. But
then I've also heard that it's like, for the example of Africa, that you have these huge countries and global bodies like, you know, your UK, your US and all that, that will situate these countries into that they have to export, like they have export crops and whatnot instead of having crops that sustain them. So all their agriculture turns into export crops, and then they have to import grain and stuff like that for their food and sustenance, which renders them not independent. And because they don't have that independence and they're reliant on the food system of other countries from like foreign aid and foreign just like imports, that if they go against what those larger countries want them to be exporting and doing, then they can just cut their food supplies off. So this is what, and then they also have a lot of debt.
Yeah,
that they've been trapped into. I know China. Have you heard about the new what's it called? The new Silicon Road, not Silicon.
Silicon Valley.
Not Silicon. No, not Silicon Valley. Oh, what's the name of the old school Chinese road? It's like the most famous trade route in history. The Silk Road. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, Silk Road.
So they're making a new Silk Road. That's what it's been named. It's like token, the new Silk Road, and China is creating trade routes from land and sea and all that with 60% of the world's population.
Where is it? In China?
Well, it's from China to all these other countries.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're investing in all these infrastructure projects across all these other countries, and a lot of them are third world countries. And what they're doing in that, because they're saying, oh, you create all these trade routes to us and you guys will make a lot of money in the long run. But what they're doing in the process of that is the countries that can't afford to just make that themselves, they're putting those countries in these huge levels of debt from these infrastructure projects, and then they're beholden to China in the process of that because there's so much debt to China to make these infrastructure projects.
That's scary.
It's wild.
I have no comment on that because my knowledge of it is terrible, but that is scary.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's pretty cool that they're doing such a large infrastructure project. But yeah, for those countries that can't afford it, it's a bit of a trap. Yeah. And there's been a lot of people in those countries speaking out, being like,
yeah,
why are we becoming China's bitch, essentially?
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to silence like people like it was back in the day as well.
Oh, for sure. The funnel of information is way wider. I feel like it's become centralized again more so with all the, you know, like YouTube and all of that being more centralized and censored platforms. But I feel like we're going to hit another stream of Web3 when that actually gets to the level that it's easy to use. Because right now I feel like all the Web3 applications are still harder to use than all the other platforms.
I think it's going to be, like we touched on before, like the next few years of tech and just the world in itself is going to be like really scary.
Have you tried to make any songs with ChatGPT or anything?
No, I haven't. I don't know.
I made an Ice Cube song.
Really?
Yeah, it was okay.
Like you said, Like just make an Ice Cube song?
Yeah, like I prompted it. I was like, pretend you're Ice Cube and write me a song about, I can't even remember. It was
Oh,
about,
like in a spat
I think
out
it was
lyric.
about digital ID
Yeah.
or something like that, or digital surveillance. And then it made a full song that's kind of like gangster rap made me do it, but like
Was it good?
about, it was okay. Like, it was okay. It's
Yeah.
not.
They should feed all the information of every hip hop song ever made into like a chat thing, and
And
then
see
like,
if it makes a sick song.
and then you can just write epic songs without
Dude.
doing anything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like community, like authentic, real person-to-person community and creativity, I don't think can actually be synthesized.
Replicated, yeah, no.
Or at least
agree.
yet.
And if it is successfully replicated, it's not cool. It's just kind of lame.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have that heart.
Yeah.
Like even if it's like, oh, this is all good. It's like when you hear a lot of like songs that sound the same. Like even on the pop charts and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
some of it sounds a lot the same.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, this isn't like from your heart. This
Yeah.
is 10 writers all coming together
to
and
make-
going, this is what works.
This is what's commercial. This is what people want to hear. This is
Yeah.
the time you have to do a pre-chorus. Yeah.
Like I don't like all that.
No.
I don't listen to it personally.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah. I love finding new artists that are just like underground and they have a story to tell. It's cool.
Yeah. But even the big ones, like I spent heaps of time going back to music. Have you spent a fair bit of time going
That's
back?
something I really want to do, and I haven't done yet. Really, like gone back and listened to like older eras. I mean, I listen to like Stevie Wonder and stuff and put it on, but like go back and see what their story is and the message, and like I feel like the 70s and 80s, like just the stories like they had to tell. It's just crazy.
60s as well. 60s got
Yeah.
some sick music.
Yeah.
Can I offer you a recommendation
Yeah.
of how to go about that based on what I did?
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones top 500 albums of all time.
Like the Rolling Stones magazine, or the
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Look that up, and then you just pick shit that you gravitate towards, or that
Yeah.
you've maybe heard of that artist before, but you're like, oh, and then it's like, all right, these are deemed curated to be the best albums of all time. And there's some in there that you go like,
You're like,
why the fuck is this even good?
yeah.
And you might have to listen to it a few times, but you give it a bit of time of day because you're like, oh, well, this has been rated top 500 albums of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what I found is like, I found this with Only Built for Cuban Links by Raekwon in the 90s. It took me a few listens to really, for that to click and go, oh, this is why this is great. And yeah, that's a cool album. That's like a mafioso. Have you heard that album?
I haven't heard that album. I mean, I've heard a bit of Raekwon, but
That particular album is like what established mafioso rap. It was like the first one to do it in that style. And then Nas came out with It Was Written, and he did his own mafioso. And his was phenomenal. Like at the time though, and speaking of like how creators are just jacking each other's style and all that now, in the 90s, jacking style for hip hop was seen as like the most atrocious thing to do.
yeah.
Like if you jacked anybody's style, even if they got a hint, like you're jacking lines or anything, it was like,
yeah.
who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah.
Like you are a buster. So at the time, they were like, oh, Nas is jacking Raekwon's style because it had this mafioso vibe to it. But like it was such a good album. It got really bad reviews at the time. And then as time's gone on, the whole community's gone like, actually, this is a classic.
Yeah.
Like this is a classic.
I feel like you have to give songs a chance as well. Like I've heard songs and I hear it the first time, I'm like, eh. And then I hear it again and I'm like, oh, yeah. And
I
then
had
like
that
a
with
week later, I'm
Yeezus.
like, oh,
Yeah,
it's the
legit.
best song ever.
Legit.
Yeah.
Yeezus was that for me.
Yeezus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that album.
Yeah. I really like that album.
Yeah, I do now.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the first 4 times I listened to it, I was like, "What the fuck is this? This
Yeah.
sucks." And then I was angry on the 5th listen. I was like, I get it. This is mad music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. What are your favorite albums?
Man, like I always gravitate towards one like body of music that isn't really an album, but it's Kids by Mac Miller.
Yeah, fair. I didn't get into that one,
No.
but I've heard a bunch of songs off it.
Yeah, like it's just again like just fun. Like it's just fun music.
That's like, what was that? Was that like the Donald Trump era?
I think it was just before that. Just before that.
Yeah, okay.
It was like his blow up kind of thing.
Yeah, but as in like when I said Donald Trump, when he made the song.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Yeah,
I think he dropped that just after that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was a good time. They were fun.
Yeah.
He blew up with those singy-songy fun ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was did you ever listen to Mac Miller?
Yeah.
Like that era of Mac Miller?
Yeah, like Knock Knock and the Spins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
That was a good time.
They were good.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
He's very different to everybody else. Well, obviously he's not producing music anymore, but his stuff's like very versatile. Like it's still like great to listen to now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of his music's like very timeless. Like you can go back to it.
Yeah, well you did like a remix of 2009, didn't you?
Yeah, like I just always just loved Mac's music and just like his personality in interviews and he just seems like
he's dope.
A chill, dope guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I fucking love Mac Miller. Although 2013, when he came out with Watching Movies with the Sound Off, that's when I was like, yo, Max, like, I'm ready for Mac.
Yeah.
Like I liked some of those songs, but I was like, oh, it's kind of corny. But then when he came out with that, I was hook, line, and sinker. I was like, I'm on the Mac train.
There's this Mac Miller live show at Coachella. I like always watch it, but his intro, you got to look it up. It's just Mac Miller Coachella. Like his intro with his guitarist and the first few songs he plays, it's just, it feels like a magic, like just gig to have been at. And the
I saw
sun
Mac
setting.
live. Have you seen Mac live?
No, I wish I did.
Oh, dude, I saw him twice.
Really?
Yeah, I was at because I studied in New York for a semester, and I saw him for the Divine Feminine tour.
Was that like big venues?
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Well, I mean, it's pretty big. It was like a New York. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe it's a Central or something. I don't know. It was like a mosh pit, and then it had like a mezzanine level that was like cut out, and it was like balconies overlooking.
Like
it was
a kind of like Theberton Theatre type thing?
I haven't actually been to Theberton Theatre, to be honest.
We've been
never been.
Hindley Music Centre, the new one.
Yeah. It was kind of like that, but like the New York version. So I did it first, baby. And
Like 5,000.
New York usually does everything
probably.
first.
Pardon?
So New York usually does everything first.
Yeah, usually. They've done culture pretty well, manufacturing.
Great.
That was a sick show. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and like we both left with this experience of like re-falling in love again, just purely because of the energy that Mac made.
Yeah, that's crazy.
From that album.
Dang.
Because that was when he fell in love with Ariana Grande, right?
Yeah.
So it's just love music.
Yeah, man. I wish I could have gone to one of those shows. Dang.
Yeah, it was cool. But what do you think like the best live performance you've been to?
Man, I think I've seen two acts where I was like, whoa, like this is like faultless live music. One was Jurassic 5.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, this is the tightest set I've ever seen. Like they are just like so tight. And then the other one I think was at Falls Festival, and it was The Roots.
Yeah, dude, The Roots are great.
Like it was just like, and Hilltop Hoods.
Yeah, fair. They come out consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, like
What made The Roots so good live?
I don't know, just like started watching them, like kind of stumbled across the show, like, and I was just like, man, these are good. These are just such epic musicians, and they're just like going hard.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
They are good. I fucking love them. I love going to live performance.
Yeah.
I think that was like the biggest thing that I missed during COVID.
Yeah, I actually really miss it now. I haven't been to like a lot of live performance except for Hilltop Hoods for a long time. I need to get back into the gig scene.
It's just so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I saw Freddie Gibbs live like the other.
Yeah, I'm mad for you not telling me about that.
A few weeks
I'm
ago,
mad
and it
for
was
that. I
like
love Freddie.
insane, yeah.
Dang.
And everyone was like puffing up on the stage. Yeah, it was hectic, and it was huge turnout in the Hindley Music Centre. I think there would have been 1,000 people.
How is that venue? That's the new one.
Amazing! Yeah,
Is that the one that's on Hindley Street that was HQ?
yeah, near Divide. That's just over
Same
there.
venue, isn't it?
Same
Like the same building.
It was HQ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I actually went to a couple of gigs there. The sound there's probably the best live music venue in Adelaide for sound, except for Entertainment Centre, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You saw Tyler there.
Yeah, no, not there. I saw him in Melbourne, and that was like the mosh pit was.
I actually saw
insane.
I saw them when they came to Big Day Out in I reckon 2013. Odd Future Wolfgang.
Yeah, dude. They would have been
Yeah.
wild back then.
Yeah, that
be
was
crazy.
wild. Like no one knew who they were.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, you got to check these guys out. Me and my friend went, and like they were
That
just
would've
going
been,
mental
like,
on
hectic,
stage.
yeah.
But everyone else was like, what is this? I don't get it.
Dude, I remember I was at the same music hall in New York and I was there for a Young Thug concert.
Oof.
And fucking Future came out during the concert, but also, and so did Usher randomly. Usher was there, like, just like, yo,
That's
man,
sick.
what's up? So I saw Usher. But the point that I want to focus on is that there was this dude at the very front holding on, and then this other dude that was just blind drunk and projectile vomited on the back of the guy at the front, just standing there. And the biggest fight
Wait, the
got
guy's
like
on
stopped.
stage?
No, not on stage, just in the crowd. And he just projectile vomited all over him. And the guy turns around like, what the fuck did you just do?
That's a horrible way to end a night.
Oh, dude, it was like, I don't even think Young Thug had come out yet because he took like an hour and a half to come out, eh?
Yeah,
And
classic.
dude, 21 Savage fucking opened it.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Back when, and that was 2016. So like 21 was like just blowing up.
Yeah, when did
Yeah,
he
literally.
start getting big? Like 2009?
No, it was about then because he came out with like the Car Garage song. What was that one again? Yeah, I got 8 Car
Oh, yeah,
Garage.
yeah.
Da, da, da.
Bank
Yeah,
account.
Yeah, no. Bank Count was the album after that. It was before that. It was the X album, all the red with the knife on it.
Yeah.
That album.
Savage.
Yeah.
Good.
I think so. With Metro.
Metro Boomin.
Yeah, that was sick. That was when that came out, and like Little
That's
Uzi
crazy
Vert
that
came
he
out
opened.
with "You was right, I was wrong. Yeah, I never ever took you wrong. Shed it as bone." That was such a
You've
good
been a
song.
hip hop fan.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
you're a
it was
massive-
I
Savage
fucking-
mode.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
it.
I've studied the whole history of it. Like,
Yeah.
I love hip hop. It is my favorite genre
Yeah, for sure.
for sure. Because I grew up not being able to follow slower songs. Like I couldn't understand slower songs. Like they was too slow that my mind would just race off, and I'd be like, "Fuck, what was the last sentence they were talking about?"
You mean like a song where they're like someone's singing slow? You were just
We were
like,
just
this is
singing.
boring.
I couldn't. Yeah, like I couldn't understand it.
And then someone's like, Busta Rhymes. You're like, yeah.
Well, I could understand it. Like
yeah.
you know, like even like Eminem. Eminem was definitely one of the big guys, and like Kendrick. And because of their pace, like I could understand what was being said. But if you had me listening and trying to string together the sentences of a singer, I was like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I get you.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'll just be thinking about shit.
You
Yeah.
should do your own music.
Yeah, I've done a bit.
Oh,
Yeah, actually, I'll show you one.
yeah.
I'll show you one. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
David Longo?
Do I? David Longo? I don't think so.
Oh, dude, you should. Actually, you should know David Longo.
Oh, is
You
he a
should-
producer?
Well, he's more than that. He's a producer and he's singer-songwriter.
Oh,
Like,
sick.
yeah, he's doing big things. He's in LA right now.
Oh, epic.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I'll introduce you. But yeah, how you doing, Owen? You look like you're stressing out right now. Just standing over the camera, just looking at us down the barrel like, hello. Yeah, you look like the dude in a porn movie, just like the cameraman. Anyway. I can't hear you. Oh, man. Yeah, I love music.
You do love music.
I love it.
I think I've
res-
known that since I met you. I was like, this guy likes music.
Yeah, that's true. How did we? I know we met through George, but like, when did we meet?
George is the plug.
George is the plug. How did you
George
meet
is-
George?
Man, through someone. I think maybe Brooke.
Mm.
But yeah, I think
Yeah, it would have been Brooke.
I
Shout out
think-
to Brooke. What's he doing these days? You keep in contact
I
with Brooke?
haven't been in contact, but yeah, like he's we're still friends. I think he lives in Darwin. I think.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, because he started doing heaps of content about like Aussie living and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And
Like
I think he got a
off-grid
plug
living and
with
stuff.
like China, like Chinese TikTok or something.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
thought
wonder
it
what
was
happened
really,
with that. I need to
yeah.
catch up with him actually.
Yeah, I thought it was really left field because I was like, Brooke being like outdoorsy. Like, I was,
No, he
Like,
was
what?
always been, yeah. I
Yeah.
can see it. But yeah, I haven't seen George in ages either.
yeah, well, we better link up. That's out. All right, we're cut. We're batteries cut. Thank you for listening to Watch Your Voyage. Man, audio only. Is there anything you'd like to say before we cut out?
Oh, thanks for having me, man. It's been a good chat. Hopefully I didn't bore everyone and
don't think
go on
so.
a few rants, but yeah, just thanks for having me. Keep doing your thing and everyone keep chasing their dreams.
That's it.
And yeah, just have fun out there.
Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you, man.